Last week, I made a video where I shared 10 tips for the iPhone that I reckoned most iPhone owners didn't know. And reading the comments, there was definitely a few tips in there that caught people by surprise. So in this video, I've got 10 more. Okay, let's get into it. I'm sure you already know how to send an audio message in the Messages app. You just open the chat where you want to send the message, tap the plus button on the left, choose audio, and start speaking. But here are a couple of tips that you might not know. When you press the stop button after recording, most people assume that if they've made a mistake or they want to add something, they have to press the cross button to delete the whole message and start over. But actually, if you tap on the little plus sign next to the message duration, you can pick up exactly where you left off and continue recording. Then once you're happy, you just press send as normal. Another tip is about receiving audio messages. You can use a feature called Raise to Listen. To enable this, go into Settings, scroll to the bottom and choose Apps, then scroll down and tap Messages. Scroll all the way down again and make sure that Raise to Listen is switched on. Now, next time you receive an audio message, you can simply lift your phone to your ear and it will start playing automatically, meaning that you can listen privately without playing it out loud. If you lift your phone back to your ear again after listening, you'll hear a beep. That's your phone assuming that you want to record a reply, and you can speak your response straight away. You'll still get the chance to edit or listen back before you send it, but it's a quick and easy way to manage audio messages without having to tap around on the screen. I'm sure you already know that when you take a screenshot on your iPhone, a little preview appears in the bottom left corner. And you probably also know that if you tap on that preview, you can crop it, use the markup tools, or make edits before saving or sharing it. But here are a couple of extra tips that you might not know. First, if you already know that you don't want to edit the screenshot before sending it, you don't have to wait for it to save to your photo library. Instead, when the screenshot preview appears, just long press on it for a second. That brings up the share sheet immediately, letting you send it off without ever going into edit mode or saving it to photos. Another thing that you might not know is that if you take multiple screenshots in quick succession, they'll automatically group together into a stack in the bottom left corner. Again, if you long press on the stack, you'll bring up the share sheet and you can share all of those screenshots at once without needing to sort through them later in your photo library. And finally, here's one more tip. If you do tap on a screenshot to open the editor, and then you tap the done button in the top left, you'll see an option called copy and delete. If you tap this, your iPhone will copy the screenshot to your clipboard, but immediately delete it from your device, so it won't clog up your photo library. You can then paste it directly into a message, email, or any other app that you want. Really useful little tricks to save you time and keep your Photos app tidy. Do you ever feel like you're only scratching the surface of what your iPhone can do? Do you find it hard to remember all of the tips and tricks people show you, or that you watch in YouTube videos like this? If yes, you should definitely check out my training portal, iPhone Essentials Plus. It's more than 100 tips for the iPhone, with another 100 being added very soon, covering every aspect of your iPhone. Each module contains lessons, and each lesson contains a tutorial video, a step-by-step guide with screenshots, and a downloadable PDF. So no matter how you like to learn, you're covered. You can work through each lesson in order, or you can pick and choose what you want to learn at any given time. There's no ads, no sponsors, just content, and you can access it on your iPhone or your tablet or home computer. Plus, no monthly subscription. This is a one-time only payment with lifelong access to all of the content, including all future updates. If this sounds good to you, scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description of this video. While Android phones have had always-on displays for years, Apple only introduced it fairly recently. And while it is a good feature, a complaint that I hear all the time is that the always-on display on compatible iPhones doesn't really dim the screen enough. That's because by default, your phone still shows your wallpaper, even when it's technically supposed to be pretty much asleep. Chances are you don't want that. You probably just want to see the clock and any notifications that come through without the full wallpaper draining battery and lighting up your display. Thankfully, there is a simple setting that you can change to fix this. Go into Settings, then tap Display and Brightness. Scroll all the way down and tap Always On Display. In the Customize section, toggle off Show Wallpaper. Now the next time your phone locks, the display will go properly dark, leaving only the date, time, and any notifications visible. It's much easier on your eyes, and it also helps conserve a bit of extra battery life. If you're enjoying the content here, why not sign up for my weekly newsletter, which is all about tech news and tips delivered free to your inbox each Friday. Sign up via the QR code on screen or the link in the description. So just following on from that last tip, one of the complaints that I hear quite a bit when you remove the wallpaper from your always-on display is that the battery percentage also disappears. And that is a potentially useful bit of information that a lot of people like to have at a glance. Thankfully, there is a way to have the best of both worlds, still keeping the wallpaper off for a cleaner, less distracting display, but also being able to see your battery percentage. Here's how you do it. From your lock screen, long press for a second to enter Customize mode. Tap Customize, then tap Lock Screen. Just below the clock, you'll see a button that says Add Widgets. Tap on that and scroll through the available options until you find Batteries. Should only be a little way down the list. Tap into Batteries and then choose one of the available battery widgets. Now, by default, it might show the battery level for one of your connected devices, like your AirPods or your Apple Watch. And if that happens, just tap on the widget again and make sure that Automatic is not selected. This will then allow you to manually select which device you want the widget to display, and you'll want to choose iPhone. Now, when you go back and press Done, you'll see that when your iPhone locks, you get the clean always-on display with no wallpaper, just the date, the time, and your iPhone's battery percentage neatly shown underneath. A simple fix that makes the always-on display much more practical. If you have a contact in your list that you always like to reach out to in a particular way, maybe a parent that you like to call or a grandparent that you prefer to FaceTime, you can actually create a personalized quick dial right on your home screen to save yourself time and hassle. Here's how you do it. First, open the Shortcuts app. If you don't already have it installed, head over to the App Store and download it. It's free and made by Apple. Once you've got it, open Shortcuts and tap the plus button in the top right corner to create a new shortcut. Next, tap into the Search Actions field. For this example, let's say that you want to create a FaceTime shortcut, but if you prefer a regular phone call, the steps are exactly the same. Search for FaceTime and select it from the list. Your device might offer a couple of suggested contacts right away. If the person that you want to connect with appears, you can just tap on their name. If not, tap the little info button, the I button, press Add, and then tap into the grayed out contact field to search for and select your contact manually. Once you've done that, press Done in the top right corner. Your shortcut is technically ready now. It'll start a FaceTime call with that person whenever you run it. But before we finish, let's tidy it up a bit. Tap on the downward pointing arrow at the top of the shortcut and choose Rename. Give it a clear name like FaceTime, contact name, or whatever fits. Press Done when you're happy. Then go back to that same arrow and choose Add to Home Screen. You'll see the shortcut's home screen icon preview. Before you add it, tap on the photo button next to the icon, scroll down and choose Select Photo, and pick a photo of your contact if you have one. You can zoom and frame it how you want. When everything looks good, tap Add in the top right corner. Now your new shortcut will live right on your home screen. Tap it and you'll automatically run the shortcut and start the call or FaceTime. Quick, easy, and personalized. I'm always amazed at how many people don't know about this next tip, although to be fair, I only found out about it myself relatively recently. When you're using maps and you want to zoom in or out, most people naturally use a thumb and a finger to pinch and push on the screen, the same way that you would when zooming in on photos in the Photos app. But the Maps app actually has a really clever feature that lets you zoom in and out one-handed. All you have to do is double tap on the screen, but on the second tap, keep your thumb pressed down. After that second tap, while keeping your thumb on the screen, simply swipe up to zoom in or down to zoom out. This only seems to work inside the Maps app, but it's really useful. And with a combination of this trick and moving your thumb around to pan the map, you can get really precise zooming and navigation without ever needing your second hand. Definitely one worth trying out. If you have a guest come over and they want to get onto your Wi-Fi using their iPhone, it's really simple. They just need to head into their Wi-Fi settings, select your network from the list, and as long as you're both nearby, you should get a prompt on your iPhone asking if you want to share your network details with them. One tap and they're connected. But if that guest is using an Android device, that handy automatic feature doesn't work. Most people at that point fall back on the old-fashioned method, spelling out a long, complicated Wi-Fi password, hoping that there aren't any typing mistakes. There is a much easier way though, using the new Passwords app on your iPhone. First, open the Passwords app and unlock it. Tap into the Wi-Fi section and find your Wi-Fi network from the list. Tap into the network and you'll see an option that says Show Network QR Code. Tap that and your iPhone will immediately generate a QR code. All your guest needs to do is scan that QR code with their phone whether it's an Android or another iPhone, and they'll get instant access to your Wi-Fi without you needing to spell anything out. Quick, simple, much less stressful. When recording video on your iPhone, for years, the only real option that you had was to hit the record button in the bottom center of the screen, let the video run, and then hit the stop button when you were done. If you wanted to stitch together a few different clips, you had to do it later with editing software. But with iOS 18, there is now a really handy new feature, the ability to pause recordings mid-shoot. Here's how it works. Start recording by tapping the record button as usual. You'll now notice a pause button has appeared in the bottom left corner of the screen. If you tap on this, your recording will pause. You can leave it paused for as long as you like, provided you don't lock your iPhone screen. If you lock the screen, it'll automatically end the recording and save what you've captured so far. But if you want to move to a new position, set up a new shot, or simply take a quick breather, you just tap the record button again in the bottom left corner, and your video will pick up right where it left off. You can repeat this process as many times as you like. And a nice bonus is that you can even change the lenses that you're using between pauses if you want different looks throughout your video. When you're completely finished, press the pause button one final time, then tap the stop button in the center. Your full video, complete with all the pauses and cuts nicely edited together, will be saved straight to your Photos app, ready for you to watch or share. This next tip is probably one that you're not going to use very often, but it's definitely one worth knowing about because it could really get you out of a bind, especially if you're trying to download apps somewhere with poor internet access. Normally, when you download multiple apps to your iPhone, your device will try to download all of them at once. If you're on fast internet, no big deal, but if you're stuck on slow or patchy Wi-Fi, it can be a real pain, especially if your iPhone starts downloading an app that you don't need right away, while the one that you really want is stuck waiting. If you find yourself in that situation, just head over to the app library, tap into the recently added section and find the app that you actually want first. Long press on it for just a second until the contextual menu appears, and in that menu, you'll see an option that says Prioritise Download. Tap on that and your iPhone will immediately push that app to the front of the queue, making sure it downloads it before anything else. Simple, but really handy when you need it. File and folder management on your iPhone's home screen can feel like a real chore, but if you know a couple of tricks, you can actually speed things up quite a bit. So let's say you're looking at a page of apps and you know that there are a bunch that you want to put into a folder. I'm sure you already know that the basic way to do this is to long press on one app, drag it over another app, and that automatically creates a folder. But what most people do from there is they move each additional app into the folder one by one, which takes forever. So here's a much quicker way. While your home screen is still in edit mode, start by dragging one app around and keeping your finger or thumb pressed down on it. Then, using another finger, tap on the other apps that you also want to move into the folder. Each time that you tap an app, it will add itself to the little app stack that you're building. Now just tap to open the folder that you created and drop the whole stack straight in. It's a much faster way of organizing things. And if you ever change your mind and you want to take apps back out, you just do the same thing in reverse. Open the folder, drag one app out while keeping your finger pressed down, tap on any other apps that you want to remove, tap outside the folder to exit, and then drop the apps back onto your home screen. So there you go, 10 more tips and tricks for the iPhone. How many of them did you know? Or are there any that you reckon I should have included? Drop me a comment and let me know. And as ever, if you found this video useful, do please consider leaving me a like and subscribing to my channel for more content like this in the future. See you on the next video.